Chavan has been the founding member of Ambedkar Association of North America and is serving in multiple capacities, had served in multiple capacities earlier today as well. And Chavan feels very passionate about the activities that AANA carries out. And even for his personal trips, when he visited India, he goes on and conducts and goes through all the projects and activities that AANA is doing in India, visits people, collects their feedback, and helps the organization to execute this project in multiple ways so that the organization can work in a much better way. So we are truly grateful for that passion. We are truly grateful for the efforts he always put in so willingly and does the activities for AANA and the social work that AANA carries out. So with that, I wanted to welcome Vivek Dada. Dada, if your computer issues are fixed.
Yeah, just getting to the slides. So I'm hoping I'm catching up there. So let's see.
Okay, then I'll make you a
call. Okay, and don't make it there. I'm joining by the computer now.
Okay, Dada.
And then you can give me access. Okay.
The one thing that we all learn from looking at Vivek Dada is how inspirational his behavior has been to all of us. When we see him doing all these activities, it inspires us to do the same thing. So when we go to India, we try to figure out what all AANA activities are going on and can we help in any of the activities, maybe take up a follow-up on any of the projects we did earlier, or anything of that sort, and figure out if we can improve any of the projects or are there any additional projects we can take up. So all these activities are very inspirational, and Vivek Dada has always been that person who inspired all of us to be more involved in AANA's activities. So with that, Dada, floor is all yours, Dada. Now please go ahead.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Pankaj, for such a wonderful introduction. I did not expect as such the introduction that you have given to the audience. I am just a Baba Sahib soldier, just a ground level worker, and this visit I specifically planned and in a way as such that it coincides with a lot of activities as well that I wanted to feel the pulsation of Jayanti program, which coincides in the month of April. So I started my journey somewhere in April 6th, from Detroit and to Mumbai. That is where I kind of landed in Mumbai, on 6th and started my journey onward. Like where you see the stars, those are the landmarks where I planned to visit during my journey, and that is where I focused upon, where there are a lot of histories. Never visited. I though visited Mumbai many times, but never had an opportunities to venture out in the city. And so in 2021, during the pandemic time, I visited India, and it was the pretty serious time when the second wave of pandemic was going on. And so I was limited pretty much to one place, did not get a chance to meet people. And so I thought this time I plan to visit all the historical places where our reformers kind of paid a lot of they have contributed a lot up to this mission and their fight to remove from the years of suffering. So I was visiting these places throughout, and I felt pretty kind of, astonished to see the places, and I was extremely happy with the places that I went, and like Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Mahat's tank. So I will show certain areas where I visited during this visit, from Chaitavami to Kaneri Lenis to Mahad to Bhima Koregaon, Aurangabad, and all the way to Nagpur. So the very first day I started my journey with paying my homage to Dr. Ambedkar's, where the last cremation was done at Chaitavami. This place is located in Dadar. And I was visiting first time, so I really felt immersed with the emotions where I was able to pay homage to this the great leader of the country. So this is where Chaitavami is. This is where this is the stup Chaitya Ars, and I think the ashes are placed inside. And I was joined with my brother who lived in Mumbai and my niece. So this is the inside of the Chaitya. It's pretty small place, but it's pretty beautiful. And also the second part of this travel was visiting the Rajgruha, where Baba Sahib resided in Mumbai. And this is a absolutely magnificent, beautiful place. I was given a tour by Mr. Praveen Nikhade, who is a officer with the customs, and so this you can see the structure. I was told this was the structure which was built by Dr. Baba Ambedkar at the time and still maintained as it is. Currently, there is a police force protecting this property. So this is Mr. Nikhade, who has escorted us to these various rooms. These are the visitors' place where the Baba Sahib's artifacts are there, like the utensils, their bed, and the tables and everything. This living area. So, and this is the Bhimrao Ambedkar, and this is the printing press where Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar started Muknaik and Behzul Bharat. Currently, this place is damaged and disputed with the court. But Bhimrao Ambedkar was graciously enough to spend time and spoke about the movement and the activities going on in the country. And I found him pretty down to earth personality. And also during this visit, AANA has extended the invitation to America. However, this won't be possible for him this time, but he has accepted our invitation to come to United States when he gets the visa. So currently he doesn't have the visa, and AANA has been assisting with this documenting process. So it's very down-to-earth person, and he will be a great asset if he visit to United States. Definitely AANA will be able to assist him in all the activities. So another thing is during this my course of the visit was meeting the students. So I visited the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and during this visit I met a lot of Ambedkarite students, understand the issues they face. Also the recent incident of Mr. Solanki, who has committed suicide. So understanding the issues of the students, what brings the students to take this extreme steps, to the extent where they are committing suicide. And so I asked the students to bring some kind of proposal to the board, to the AANA, where we can help our next generation in preventing any form of suicidal activities or taking such extreme measures. I think the life is precious, and these students are such a down-to-earth people, so humble. A lot of the students come from the poor community. There are few students from Bhandara district to all the way to Gujarat and Mumbai. And understanding the troubles they face, economically, being from the backward community, and being not coming from the English medium school, these students do face a lot of problem. But having a group together, working as a in a community, forming the organization, I guess this student seems to be more comfortable. So at the end of the day, I understood that unity is the essence to survive. So that the student like Solanki doesn't to take these extreme measures. So these students are like express that they don't seem to have much of a problem at the institution, since the organization is there and acting in the interest of our community. So I think, I have asked them to send us some form of proposal, send us some kind of, talking point or some kind of, data where we as organization can take steps to prevent further suicides. So these students are going to send us some information down the road. As it's available, AANA will be able to present to the community. So these are the pictures where we sat, chit chat, for almost a couple hours. And so next thing in the my trip was visiting the ancient caves. I was so fascinated listening a lot of our speakers, listening the Masakacha or listening Mr. Atul Bhosekar, who is expert in speaking on the caves. But unless and until you visit, I don't think anyone can envision the artifact that India has. And I think I'm very fortunate to visit these places and to understand the tradition and the culture it demonstrates and is still alive. I think we missed a lot. I think we have not taught in the schools when we were studying. I think it took me almost like 50 years to understand the structure exists in India. I guess, but I think it's even if it is late, I still think the members on this call, whenever you visit, please do visit this ancient structure. They are absolutely magnificent. So these structures are built somewhere from 2nd century CE to 11th century CE. I am not a historian, so I'm not going to claim anything that I say is I am right. Definitely, I would leave it to the audience to do their own research to understand the intensity and the seriousness of these structures are. There's so much to see in India, understand our heritage. I was very much excited to see the structure from the 2nd century CE. The structures have seen many generations passing by. Invaders have come and gone. Some of the invaders even made this land as a home, but they could not destroy the old heritage. What it means is they tried to damage this, the Buddha statues. You can see, 8. They could not destroy the culture and the traditions. India remains the Buddhist country. So the first in the part I visited Kanheri Leni, and these are the largest Leni and one of the earliest Buddhist caves complex in India. And by reading at the articles from Atul Bhosekar, he mentioned there are 1,200 Lenis in India, of which 400 are in Maharashtra, which constitute 85% of the Buddhist Lenis. Of 1,200 are the 85% of the Buddhist Lenis in India. So I think you can understand the spread of Buddhism then. And these Kanheri Lenis are located in Kanheri, in the East Borivali, located in the Sanjay Gandhi National Park, a huge park. There are about 110 caves spread all over half a kilometer in stretch. The site reflects the beautiful blend of art, architecture of Hinayana and Mahayana sects of Buddhism. There are 2 types of caves, Chaitya and Viharas. Chaityas consist of the sanctum, verandas, and outer courtyard approach through flights of steps with flanking waters, cisterns on the either side. And the Viharas are typically the monotypic, but variable in size and 1 or multiple cells, veranda and 2 or more pillars in the front and open courtyard with rock-cut benches along the walls. So I noticed these are really magnificent caves, this would be a Chaitya where the Chaityas are there. And a lot of these caves have The viharas particularly will have the benches to sleep, the small caves inside carved. You can see the huge mountain and understand the engineering then, the way this, the people or the business people or the kings built these lanes, and cutting this marvelous, the huge mountain is just absolutely, it's beyond imagination. Look at the size of the pillars, the whole, they were able to cut the whole mountains. So this is also, they were trying, this is unfinished caves, which is supposed to be a chaitya. And you can also see, there they have built the doors so that people cannot go inside. So each of these caves, you would see like this stupas built in, carved, and behind the walls there are these Buddha's statue, Buddha's kind of statues are created on the wall by cutting the rocks. Look at this, like the huge mountain. This is also another chaitya which has two big pillars, and inside there's a big sanctum. On if you see here, the damage is done to this statues here. There might be these are the guards probably guarding the this chaitya. So you can see, and still the kind of when you're looking at the old the timing of this artifact, you can still see the arts carved in the stones. It has not destroyed. They were not able to destroy everything. The art remains here. See the inside, the chaitya. So from here to the ground level, almost they are like 18 feet tall. See the stupas behind, and see the size of the pillars. It's absolutely, I think, to understand the extent of this art, you can only experience when you are visiting in person. So, same structure, pretty silent, like you can say the experience and the palpation that you feel on your body. Understanding this structure is just absolutely gorgeous and magnificent. You can really see the engineering then. Look at this big mountain, so these are, and there are 110 caves at this Kaneri. So you would say, like, climbing is not an easy task. One must be, I would still consider as a healthy, I was exhausted walking in the sun. The best time to visit these lanes would be the winter time. And you can see, the environmental factor here. There's the pollution, which is also contributing in destruction of these caves. So I think, on this side, on the right side of the screen here, if you see these caves are having the disintegration of these rocks, maybe the moisture as well as the smokes. A lot of pollution is there. So if you see the caves here, they are completely kind of, having a complete erosions. They are not safe to climb there. Like even if you look at this top up here, you can see the rocks having moisture, and the scales are coming out. You can peel, the rock from there with the hand. So this is the next thing. I was visiting the Golden Pagoda, something I was planning to visit, being did Vipassana and understanding the techniques taught by Lord Buddha. And the Goenka ji has taken this opportunity to spread Vipassana in India. I think absolutely a beautiful place. I think we all must visit to understand the teaching and the techniques that given by Lord Buddha. So this is just the entrance, and this was the pagoda. When you see the distant, you can see this place. It's a humongous, and this is the Asoka pillar at the same at the Golden Pagoda. This is the Wheel of Dhamma. Then the next trip was my trip was I was visiting Pune, and then There we reached around like a 2 p.m. In Pune, and we had booked a vehicle. Due to the limitations, due to the timing issues, we had to travel all the way to Mahad, which took us about 4.5 hours. I was absolutely stunned to see the nature's beauty there. Passing through the mountains, the roads were very dangerous. I was motivated to visit this Chauda Tale, the tank where Dr. Ambedkar led the procession uh, for the water to allow the untouchable to use the water in the public tank in Mahad. And this was a fight of the self-dignity. And this day is still observed as a social empowerment day year after year. So it's been, we can see every March on 20th, this day is celebrated in Mahad and elsewhere around the world as well. So these are the you can see I just took a shot, and he says, "Ha sangar केवळ पाण्यासाठी नसून मानवी मूलभूत हक्कासाठी आहे." So this is the fight for the dignity. It was not for the fight for the water, but the dignity. So this is the entrance where Baba Sahib laid his protest, entered the stairs, and touched the water. And probably then he drank this water too. Now I see this area is surrounded by this, it's become a commercial hub. And the peoples are flocking to visit these places every single day. And it's just a historical moment, I think, for me, it was just a personal, and understanding how Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar led this fight then when there were very little resources available, even going through the mountains when they did not have enough transportation. And this fight was laid, in the heart of the mountainous area. I was stunned, to see. We kind of struggle even today. When I was visiting, passing through this mountainous area, taking almost 4 hours on the good roads. I don't understand, how much time may have taken then when the roads were not built. So these are the historical, in the pictures, usually we see, in the media and elsewhere. So, and this is where I was there. And so I also take a glimpse to touch this water, as a respect to pay homage to Dr. Ambedkar's effort, for emancipation of our community. So this is the quote I liked, which is very true. A revolution which changes people's political and social life without shedding a drop of blood is a true democracy. लोकाच्या राजकीय व सामाजिक जीवनात रक्ताचा एकही थेंब न सांडता क्रांतिकारक बदल घडवून आणणे म्हणजे लोकशाही. हे बाबासाहेबांचे वाक्य तिथे कोरलेले आहेत भिंतीवरती. My brother also joined, and it was his first visit as well. He was visiting with me. He helped me finding the transportation and everything, being he stays locally. So his help was instrumental. And this is the statue of Dr. Baba Ambedkar built right in the middle of this tank. So again, in the next page, Gandharpal Caves, you can see, I said 85% of this 1200 lanis are Buddhist lanis. So you could see the presence of Buddha almost everywhere. And this also, the Gandharpal Caves also are in Mahad, but I could see the big damage to this lanis. And this lane is also called Pandav lanis. I don't know why, but it is called Pandav lanis. So, and I asked the local, and they said this is what they are being taught in the community. So there might be history, something I'm not well versed with these names. So I'm just using the Gandharpal lanis. And so this is located in Mahad, right by the highway. And there are 28 caves, 3 chaityas, which are the prayer halls, and 25 viharas where the monks would reside which had the sails and the benches. And interestingly to see each of these lanes, the caves would have a water tank by each lane, just at the entrance, where I think the monks or the bhikkhus who were staying there may be using that water to drink. And these caves are built, again, see the timing, 2nd century BCE to 5th century CE. These are not something built in the recent time. And but this Gandharpa lane is a poorly maintained. Government, I haven't seen as much steps taken to increase the security, safety-wise. So I'll show the pictures where you may be able to see how dangerous it can be. So this is at the entrance, this statue, like a stupa has kept just at the entrance. And if you see on this wall here, these steps, all they will lead to the this railing here. And these railings are broken. You cannot pass beyond this point. If you do try, likely you will fall. And these are high cliffs. So these are the lanes where most of these caves are built. And you cannot go here because of as I showed, the barricades here is broken. And a lot of these rocks are falling down. So going down there, literally you could fall and have medical casualties. But absolutely magnificent, when during the winter time, when there's a greenery, these lanes would look absolutely gorgeous. And so the next step in my travel was Bhima Koregaon, something that I always wanted to visit as a pay respect to the soldiers who have fought war in 1818 against the Peshwas. Visiting this place is again anything what Baba Sahib has done is personal to me and the community as well. I believe this everybody takes the same way. Each January on the 1st, these pillars are highly decorated. Okay, so they look absolutely gorgeous. Currently, there is a police presence of police force, and they interferes. The police would interfere with your if you're doing any recording. Even they would use the jammer there, so your recording is not done properly. So when I came back home and start looking at my recording, I was not able to hear any of my recording that I did. So, and the pillars appears to be poorly maintained. However, there some repair was done. And this is like maintained by the Buddhist Society of India. Maybe the government is also has control over to maintain this pillar. So here is this pillar. That is where the picture I took, and each year on January 1st, people pay their respect to the brave soldiers. The army of 500 Mahar battalions defeated the Peshwa's army. To pay homage to these brave soldiers, British erected this pillar in their memory. And this is the kind of writing by the sergeant then. It seems like Simpson and C.L. Llewellyn, maybe Sergeant of Calcutta, who wrote these words in the memory of this bereaved soldiers. So absolutely, and I think you have to be there. You have to be there in person to understand, this the structure and the work done by our forefathers. Dr. Ambedkar did go there. I think he went first time in 1927 to visit this place to commemorate the brave soldiers to express, I guess, the understanding. Your forefathers, your ancestors were brave, So I think it's just show our community that we are the soldiers. We are the brave people. We need to rise up to fight, against the odd. So another thing again, the Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, which is a Phule in Shaniwar Wada. I was being him a guru, a teacher of Dr. Ambedkar. He becomes our guru, and also his fight was utmost important, as like he rose against the Brahminical process, on the caste issues. So, and it happened to be his birth anniversary, April 11th. I could not find any better occasion to visit and pay my respect to Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. And again, my brother was there all the way with me, and so both of us together, we enjoyed our trip. This is his memory place. And this is, we met Akshay Uke. He's one of the beneficiary of AANA's student loan. And so currently he's working with Wipro. And so he brought some books, Annihilation of Caste, where he purchased with Bharati Pune. And so he was just handing me over these books, and hoping to see him in the USA in coming months. And we wish him well. Again, this is the same place where the Mahatma Jyotirao Phule stayed. Absolutely beautiful place, well maintained. I think government is taking care of it. So next thing is, again, leaving Pune. My next trip was to Ellora Caves. I visited this place somewhere in 1992. Then I did not have any understanding of the caves, just visited as a student. But growing older, I guess, understanding our practices, and understanding the culture, and trying to find where our roots are coming from. So I think visiting this place gives me just the simply goosebump, because these are magnificent art, and the structures are still maintained. There are a lot of destruction. The people who did not want Buddhism to flourish try to destroy almost every single ways, by breaking their legs, breaking their arms, or damaging the stomachs and whatnot. Yet they could not destroy it. So you can see how much yet the Buddhism exists in India, and partly our leaders and the forefathers, have taken the credit. I think we should credit this work to them, their effort as well. And so I think, I would still encourage many members, who have not visited. Many of you did, I believe. But still, I feel I should share this, my visit, pictorial form of showcase to the audience, and absolutely, you can see now this is a 3-level story, and I can't even understand how these structures may have been carved all the way, building a 3 structures. So I guess, many of you may know better than me. I'm not a engineering field. So, but I was really astonished, absolutely, what do you call, surprised to see the structure they were built. I did not see this in 1991. It was, I guess, so I was just paying my visit this time to just visit the Buddhist part of the Lenis. And here my brother, cousin brother, who joined from Aurangabad, and he had guidance. Being him a teacher, he kind of came many times to these places, so he was able to explain most of the structures here. So his help was immensely helpful. Again, in the same structure here, this is on the 3rd level. You can see the kind of construction, the carving they done, and the finishing work is there. You can see even it will like today's engineers would be surprised and maybe scratching their head how this was done when there were no electrical instruments, and the timing the people have taken then to build. Now you can see the Buddhas are carved almost all on the walls here, and this is again the rock. Absolutely the kind of the quality work done by these sculptures then. So this is the top view. I think there may be some kind of gallery here on the top. This is maybe got destroyed with the aging, or maybe I don't know what happened there. And you can see the steps here, and you can see these steps. This is not something newly built. So they planned accordingly then. And there might be even the connected place here. There might be a walking path, something, is broken here too. Now look at these structures. Again, this is a chaitya here. There are no small caves for the monks to meditate. These are completely the prayer halls. And you can see the elevation and the art, the way it has been unified, like carved in a unified ways. Again, this is a big mountain in the Ellora caves. I'll just pass by quick. This is another structure here. You can see the art and the way they put the designs. The small minute art here. You need a lot of time to visit these places. So the next thing was visiting the college built by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Million College, currently run by People's Education Society. That is the society formed by Dr. Ambedkar. This has this property is built on 256 acres of land. Absolutely beautiful, backed into the woods and also the lanes. State-of-the-art facility was built, and it was inaugurated by the president, then Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So this is just a view, on in the campus there. You can still see the structure and the ideas Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar brought in. It shows completely the Buddhist culture over here as well. And I was really stunned to see, then the college, the way the room structures are built, absolutely that up to the standard where our children go in United States for education. They're high, big halls, properly maintained. You won't see any kind of dirt or filth like the colleges we went. You would see the writings and no paintings and lot of desecrations. But this college is absolutely clean. The sanctity has been maintained just as Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar envisioned. And these are the the preambles are there in the property at the Million College. And this just across from this Million College, where we see Marathwada University, the gate. And see again, the whole structure is also it appears to be, this is a Buddhist concept as well. When you see the structures on the viharas here. Let me show this one here. If you see the structures, so these are all the same concept, which this was utilized on Marathwada Gate. So, and these are the Ajanta caves I found extremely fascinating. There are a lot of these caves were mostly furnished. You would be able to see the colors, color work on this one. And again, this is like a built from, you can see here from 2nd century BC to 7th century AD. There are a total of 30 caves. And again, you can see the presence of Buddha. This is just a panoramic view. And so you can see when you see this circle around, this is how these caves are built. Again, the similar structure where I was talking about the gate of Marathwada University. But again, if you see the structure, the way this has been built is just absolutely beautiful. This color paintings on the wall. Here, the Buddha's paintings, done, again, the timing you can see from 2nd BCE and still present. The color, this color is still present there. Some of these pictures are kind of, are having erosions, with the time, which is kind of understandable. And this is the caves number 30, which I think is 28, where the sleeping Buddha is there. So this caves also has both the path like Hinayana to Mahayana traditions. So back to Nagpur, and this is the last page of my travel, like visiting our beautiful and the historical places. Coming to this Nagpur again, it's just the personal and emotional being from that city and growing up there. It's just personal attachment. Every time you visit this place, we must, and I personally visit there, likewise many people do visit as well, I believe. And so this is just the happened to be on 14th April. I planned my trip in a way where I would be in these historical places on the certain timings, and it worked out quite well. Though nature did not help me sometimes, taking all the help of medications, control my body, maintain the fluid, everything, and I was able to visit on the certain timings there. So during this time, there was a program was organized at Dr. Ambedkar Sabhagro at Dikshagumi by Samta Sainik Dal, and the Ambedkar Association was recognized for their work in India and USA in the field of education, health, and to spread Dr. Ambedkar's ideology throughout the world. So I was honored to accept this award on behalf of the community. And I think Mr. Lakshman Yadav was there, and there were other dignitaries were on the stage. So I was pretty humbled and honored to accept this award on behalf of the AANA community, as well as the people in America who are tirelessly working to spread the message of Dr. Ambedkar and spreading the teachings of Buddha. So this is the certificate they have given to us, and I brought this certificate to America, and it will be displayed during annual get-together, which is happening in just a couple of weeks. So some of the projects that we do in India, and throughout the year, we have helped and funded these events. So as such, project that we support is called Bodhimagga Vihara, which is in Isasani Wadi, nearby Hingna. This place is beautifully built in the remote area. It's about 1 kilometer away from Priyadarshini College. And in there, they operate a community kitchen where, and they started during the Diksha day in October 2022. That was the first time after the pandemic when it was open to the public. This kitchen is sponsored by AANA, and I was told they help 100 to 120 people daily. They are served warm meals. So there are some pictorials I will show you. So this is where the outside structure Bhante, what's his name? Okay, this is one of the Bhantes, the head monks there. Bhante Silvans, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Bhante Silvans is there, and so he escorted me to this vihara, and I was thankful to him for offering me. He had to cancel the visit when I called him that I'm visiting this place, and he was kind enough to cancel the visit and be available for me. So I'm really thankful to Bhante Silvans. So this is the inside, the vihara, and also the monks stayed in there. So it's absolutely beautiful vihara, and the structure and the building structure outside the environment, completely secluded. So this is the kitchen where AANA kind of helped sponsored this kitchen, and you can see these are the stores and the cleanliness and the structure they built. You can see this fans on the top, the refrigerator, and this is the roti maker. So this machine is able to make 1,000 rotis per hour. And these are the ladies who kind of volunteer when they prepare the meals for the community. You can see that these are the chapatis made out on the same machine, and this is where they are sitting down. So this place being under construction, you can see there's still not completely built, and the work is going around the facility. They just put a big statue of Dr. Ambedkar just in front of the kitchen. So if you get a chance, please do visit these places. Definitely it's worth visiting this place. Make sure, because you are also contributing funds to these projects. So it is our responsibility to supervise, visit, and see how the viharas are functioning there as well. So the next part is like meeting with the people from Samta Sainik Dal. I meet a couple stalwarts. Beside, I meet one Samta Sainik Dal where Kamble, Mrs. Kamble, Smita Kamble, where I meet at Diksha Bhumi. But out there, beside that group, there are many Samta Sainik Dals operating in the city. And so among them, Aishaman Pradipji Gaikwad, who is a very senior member, and Dr. Avni Patil, who is working with Pradipji Gaikwad as well, and who is also kind of taking he's working towards the education policy as well. So this is where I met Pradipji Gaikwad. Spoke about a lot of society issues that our community faces, and he want to see a global Ambedkarite forum, kind of on a global level operation, something where our voices are heard, and where America can make a big change to benefit the community back home. So these people are extremely passionate. They are ground level worker. They have so much passion for the community's interest. I think visiting these people, it just gives you the level of understanding, how much time and the sacrifices they are putting in day-to-day life. So he also published the books because this is his publication. So I bought some books, and he also donated some books to AANA, which are the publications, the newspaper publications. It's like a very heavy book he donated to AANA. He asked me to carry this to America, keep it in a library where our people can read, the publication, newspaper publications from 1920. So people are doing some sort of this work, to preserve the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's works, and see when, like from 1920s, I don't think any of us have read the newspaper then, or so I think I would have the books which would be coming in a big shipment, so I'll be able to share it with our community here in USA. Absolutely, the way he maintained it, the way he publishes, he has an assistant at the office, and he's completely devoting his time and effort for the movement and for the betterment of the society. So this is Dr. Avni Patil, who was a guest on our Vihara, presented New Education Policy 2020. Also, he also operates. They have also conducted conference to increase the awareness among the masses in India. What is the new education policy? Spoke vividly on different topics, and definitely there are more acquaintances we will have where we will share our ideas, to work on the common ground where our community can be, benefited. So the next thing is bringing the books to America, where oh, my slide is kind of damaged. Anyway, so I will still explain. So I was, AANA has taken a big project to bring books to America, where I visited the government printing press, and fortunately they had 18 volumes. In each was like Baba Saheb Ambedkar's writings and speeches. So they had 18 volumes available. Total they had 50 such sets. So I was able to bought up to 40 sets. Okay, so which is a big shipment, big purchasing that I have done. And would be coming by the ship, which would amount up to more than a ton weight, ton kg, like more 1 ton, which is something, they counted like 1,100 kilogram of weight of all these books. So which would be coming by ship in the coming days. And I will apprise the community when it arrives. These books would be available to the community. So please stay tuned. And some of the community member, they came, they were visiting this printing press, doing the purchasing for their own. They were kind enough to spend time to help me out buying and purchasing these books. So this is the storehouse where they had to empty all the books of Boss, and so pretty much I emptied the library, but the books they had, the Boss. So AANA purchased 40 sets of Boss, which has 18 sets available, 1,000 books of on annihilation of cost that we printed. Muknaik newspapers publication dating from 1920 that will be available, and total of 1,100 kilogram shipment coming to USA, and books will be available to the community upon arrival in the US. So this is a big shipment. Okay, so I will show you some pictures. And so these are the 1,000 copies AANA has printed for the community use, and we will hand over to the members when it arrives. So these are some just a glimpse of Boss where the shipment company has sent it to me. And the boxes they prepared, they said like it's about 35 boxes would be coming here. Each box would weigh about 25 kilogram to 30 kilogram. And so this is the container. This is the container is ready to ship. And this is where my address would be coming here in USA. Okay. So the next part is the very important organization that we partner with is called SCAN, Student Care Association of Nagpur. And this organization is an employee-operated organization, and they help poor backwards in the community. Currently, they have undertaken the project to build a facility, 3-story building in Nagpur, and it would be a state-of-the-art facility once it's done. AANA has collaboration with SCAN and helping aspiring students in education. We have donated, AANA has donated laptop to SCAN library. So the board members have taken me to this facility where they are having a future site built, for the uses of the community, where they are having a hostel library as well as the hostel library and some hall. So during this visit as well, I met Vaishali Tai, and we spoke about various issues. She conducts Dhamma schools in the community where she lives, predominantly the people from the backward community. So you can see there are a lot of people who are putting their own effort and time, to cultivate the Buddha's teaching, because it has helped us. They are passing their message to the others. They want other poor children to benefit. Definitely, being we are wealthy and middle class, I guess, and now we are able to. Our children won't have that much of a struggle, but the community sees that struggle. She sees the struggle in the community where the parents having the bad habits like alcoholisms and all that thing, and their children's won't have the better future. So she takes time, her and her husband, takes time and put that effort in the interest to elevate the level of the community. So I think, I'm very thankful, and I was pleased to visit her, and she was able to give me some time out of her busy schedule. And another thing is, as such, I was telling, meeting people, the visiting and see the work the people do. As such, foundation is Mangal Maitri, the Bahar Foundation, which is operated by the physicians, and Dr. Urukure is one of the founder member there, who is running, their foundation is running the sickle cell camps. And this camp was like they were operating the time I was visiting in the Unt Khana in Rambagh by the medical square. Predominantly our community people lives, and so you can see the level of people, the educated people, the doctors, the engineers putting their valued effort to improve the quality of our community. Health is wealth, where the mission of this foundation would be, and we are also trying to tie up with this organization. We have had discussion with this institution, our foundation. They are considering to build a state-of-the-art medical facility for the use of our community. So I think the work is going on. It's just a matter when it would be done. So, and they honored me. I was there. I was very delighted to among this respected community members, Dr. Ulpure, Dr. Gedam, all this these were our teachers, in the medical college when we were studying. So I was really honored to see, these leaders in the community who are putting their effort and time. So this is again the sickle cell anemia. A lot of people were visiting, because being sickle cell anemia has affected our community members, and so this is where we see our crowd will be there, taking the benefit of these facilities. And again, this is like I wasn't expecting visit this weekly engineers group and the doctors group. I met Dr. Shambarkar, who take me to this weekly meeting there, and I was given an opportunity to speak for a couple of minutes. I was as an uninvited guest, so, but I was I was very thankful to these members who are doing such work, and they are taking time out of their busy schedules, meeting weekly, thinking about the community. I think kudos to these people, who think about the betterment of our community. I think, so this is absolutely, something is surprising that we blame the communities not doing the work. But on the ground level, when you meet these people, I think the reality is much different. And I was able to meet a lot of members here whose children are in USA. So they're also putting their time, So this is a good kamas they are doing on their part. So I think it is worth noting what these people are doing. So here I was just given the honor, something I was not expecting, but I thankful to that moment. And so this is the little summary of my visit, and so at the end, I just I was just glad to meet many people, and I was very humbled to meet Bhimrao Ambedkar. We kind of owe a lot to this family. So Pankaj, over to you. Thank you again for giving me opportunity to speak on this session.
Thank you so much, Dada. It is really inspiring to see all these things that you went through. And thanks again for inspiring all of us that even during your personal visit, you take time to do connect with our projects, AANA projects, help us, and grateful for that big shipment that you did for books. That is something I don't think we could have done otherwise. It's you who is taking lead on it. So thank you so much for that nice shipment of 1 ton of books, and the whole US community would be grateful for it, because it's always struggle for us to bring back books for our personal libraries or reading or anything. So it has been really a very helpful thing. I'll open up the forum for question and answers. So Dada, you have some time, maybe we can spend.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So I see one raised hand. Dhananjay, please go ahead, unmute yourself. Dhananjay Avle, please go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking on mute. So yes, Jai Bhim, Vivek Dada, and thank you for taking out time. I really appreciate to visit these prominent places which are related to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and Buddhism. Especially thank you for taking out time to visit not only these places, but the people which are unknown to you, like me. Like you visited my parents' place, you voluntarily messaged me and asked about their whereabouts, and you took out time in your busy schedule to visit my parents. And I was really humbled with your gesture. And I really like to thank you for that. They were also happy, like somebody came from USA and met them, and they were also feeling proud about you and the work which we were doing in AANA, as well as spreading the words of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So I really thank you for that. And I also wanted to let you know, like, just like I'm being sarcastic, you missed to, did you visited this place known as Chicholi, where Chicholi, where the Shanti Van is there?
You are on mute, Dada. Vivek Dada.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So thank you, Dhananjay, for your kind words, and the last part I will take the Chicholi, that was on my agenda. However, the timing and the travel issues, it did not work out. Definitely the next time I will visit, but again, yeah, it was, I was glad to see your parents. Just staying here is just not visiting India, just not about visiting the historical places as well. The friends that we built in America, we treat them as a family. Also visit the parents back home when we visit them, because sometimes they live alone, and very occasionally we meet, and they also feel kind of connected that the children in America, they are not alone. So I think that part I was also emphasizing on, and so hoping to take some advantage of the time and visit, the parents. Likewise, I also met Sunil's mother, who lives nearby Mahadula. I was able to visit her in the night time. It's just the kind of, they give the confidence. The parents get confident that their children are safe. They are safe in America as well. When they hear some sort of like news in the media, and kind of get scared and afraid. When we visit, it kind of just helps them out.
Yes. That definitely helps, like to see like we are safe in this kind of situations. So thank you.
Yes, Satyanaji, you have a question for me?
Yeah, just a couple of them. One is about the books. I hope they would be given to some libraries, a number of them. I was thinking like Library of Congress is the biggest library in the US. I don't know if they may have it already. If they don't, they should be supplied with it. And then New York City Public Library is also one of the biggest. And of course, Columbia University should be included because it's this is where Baba Saheb went. and possibly even in Michigan and maybe in some other big cities where, wherever. So that I hope that would be given a priority. Then I wanted to know the demography of students and even faculty at TIS, Tata Institute of. So if you know, or if you could highlight, like how many Dalits, how many ST, how many OBCs, and all, even upper caste. And finally, the third thing I wanted to know is why are recordings at Bhima Koregaon prevented? I know some of the in temples they have, well, I don't know if in Buddhist places they have prevented recording or photographing, but in temples they do. I don't care about what they do. I never go to temples anyway. So, but what is the rationale behind preventing recordings or taking pictures or whatever?
Right,
Okay,
right.
I have.
Okay. Yeah. So the first part of your question, these books would be available to the priorities would be given to the libraries and the universities, definitely. And we'll need the community support for that matter to hand over these books as well, and because, each set would have almost like a 25 kilogram weight. Okay. So understanding the fact where the weight of these books would be, and how to hand over these books, that's another aspect, and finding the right source for these books to be available in the library as well. So these books are benefiting the community in USA. Okay, the second, and definitely, that is what we are considering. That's the hope that we had in our mind when we have taken such a large project. Okay, and the second thing is about the recordings. The TIS example, the students from the TIS, I don't have the data as such, nor I was able to ask due to the limitation in the timing in my busy schedule. So, but the student, what I came across, what they expressed me, that they don't face the type of atrocities at the Tata Institute because of the organization they formed, where the people are coming together. They are living in a community. They are living as a group of people. Okay, when people live in a group, they tend to solve their problem easily. Even at the administrative level, if it happens. Okay, they are able to do that. Likewise, the IIT people, they are not grouped up together. Okay, when they are living isolated in a lone form, where the atrocity is bound to happen, and when these atrocities happen, they are not able to deal with it. Okay, so unlike here at the TIS, they have totally different. I see when I call the people, they were able to come together. Okay, and they meet together, they express their values and the principles and the solidarity towards the community, which something was to be admired of. Okay, that's where I looked, as a group. When we form the organizations, we work in a solidarity, and that is where we should be. So I think that is something people can take that example of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences and implement in the other universities without any fear or apprehension that which community you belong to. The moment you have that togetherness, okay, likewise the atrocities would decrease. Again, meeting with the students, I did express and ask to send us some form of a draft, something where we can be a partner and utilize to alleviate any future atrocities upon our students. And the last part of the question is, that is pretty surprising to me as well. When I was doing the recording, even I made the caps, I said, oh, you guys are here, what is the reason? So I kept recording the session. However, when I came home and start looking at it, preparing the recording for this presentation, I was completely stunned to see that no recording was there. Okay, and there was some recording, and then completely the sound was disappeared. So they, and then while I was recording inside, the police came to me and say, "Hey, don't do recording." I say, "Why? This is the public place. The taxpayer pays pays the money to this facility. You are the servant of this community to protect the monument. Why are you stopping us from recording?" So his answer was just, "Oh, there are some bad people in the community who do the recording and put some sort of wrong things, and create the nuisance." I said, "No, you catch them, those who are doing it. That is the law and order situation. If people are doing it, acting in that fashion, that is the job to catch them. Why the civil society is being disturbed or stopped from doing the recording when these monuments are public places?" So the question is just it's like that. So this is what we see, and I think there are, I guess the people are trying to the law and order situation, creating the law and order situation just out of nothing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Your presentation, I loved it. It was so great. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
yes,
can hear
yes.
you.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. And I just last thing I wanted to know is, you mentioned about atrocities. I don't know why some students are committing suicide in IITs and IIMs. Whether that is more related to the atrocities that they face, or to the burden of studying so much, or not doing so well, or what is the reason? And lastly, I would want to say that I believe in most medical colleges, I don't know whether it's still a practice, any student who gets in really gets, gets to passes the gets the degree. They are not failed, so they have to drop out. I think in IITs it used to be like that, but more recently they may be failing and being forced to get out or something. I don't know. So we should put pressure that at these institutions they may give some uh, you know uh, um, first class, second class, third class, or whatever, but they should not be failed, which puts a lot of pressure upon the students. Anyway, so that's my personal opinion. I don't know, but are they facing a lot of atrocity at TIS? I wasn't aware of that.
No, not at the TIS. I was talking about not at the TIS. It did happen in the past when these organizations were not, people were not together. So like if you're a lone wolf, you tend to face the problem. And when you're grouping in together, like even like when I was studying in the college, I was very closely associated with the organizations. Okay, the moment you are closely associated, it means the fear is gone. The chances of causing atrocities or being harassed upon you is minimized. So definitely what happened in the cases of IITs, not, the moment you are entering in these colleges, IITs or Tata Institute or medical colleges, it's definitely you are talented. That's the first thing. There's no doubt about it. We should not even have the second guess. You are not talented, right? So those questions are out of bound. These students are forced or coerced into these activities where kind of, they are subjected to, face the criticism or, they kind of, cause created like a lack of morals in them. That you belong to this community, and it's just the harassment part. That is when they are committing. So think, if you are entering in the college with aspiration to be a successful person, not to commit a suicide. So you have to understand this aspect. So I think, they are made it in that way. They are kind of, drawn towards to the extent where they are taking these extreme measures. Okay, and definitely, coming from the poor community and the lack of resources that we have, we do tend to have the difficulties in terms of speaking languages like the English, where this IIT usually has, or the Tata Institute. So sometimes, these students do have lack of confidence in them. But, I would not worry about that part at all. The community, the institution should offer some form of support to the students, and the students also should be comfortable to connect with their own community people. I think these problems are easily solvable. However, speaking with the students there, I asked them to help us out to understand the severity and the dimension to which we can become a partner. We can help to prevent even a single death if that matters. So hoping there would be some solution to the issue, and AANA can be partnered with like any other organizations who may want to be to help this to alleviate this any possible deaths in the future.
Lastly, do they still have tradition of something like ragging? Earlier, when a student first entered the institution, they used to be subjected to ragging by seniors, which was terrible. And
ragging is still maybe there, but again, what I noticed, I was talking with the people at the student at the TIS, they don't tend to have the ragging because they are there as a community and they support each other in the process. There are seniors, there are PhD students, some are doing masters, so they don't face this problem of ragging. Again, if they live alone, kind of hiding their cash and things, then they may not have the community support. And living in a group of students as a community, I think that reduces the chances of ragging from seniors.
Thank you. Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya.
Yeah, Jai Bhim. Thank you.
Thank you, Dada. Your next question is coming from Jagannath ji. Jagannath ji, please go ahead.
Namo Buddhaya, Jai Bhim, Vivek, Chavan Saab, 111 slides. And I noted down at least 1 dozen points. Because of paucity of time, I will not take only one point I would like to raise. Coming back to the reverse order, our esteemed co-members, I mentioned about this students' unrest psychologically. There is one way out. What AANA is proposing is the right one, because when we were doing engineering in 1976 to 81, our batch was the maximum reserved engineering students. And there used to be one professor who recently passed away. Every week, he used to have counseling for us, exclusively for only the reserved students. See, a definite intervention, just because we are afraid even to have our names notified in the notice boards. See, what happens when we are not having that sort of a confidence being built up, all sorts of problems. Anyway, I don't want to go more into that. So AANA suggestion to have an interface is the right thing to have. And the second and the last, I will not touch all the dozen points. See, 20th March 27 is just another 4 years now. 96 years back, Dr. Ambedkar showed to the world that the common water is not allowed to be touched by the untouchables. 96 years back. And very sarcastically, 22nd March every is the World Water Day. And I want to just emphasize, AANA should take up the issue with the United Nations to prepone it 2 days. Make 20th March as a World Water Day, because it is this day the human beings' access to the water is being made by Dr. Ambedkar. That's how Ambedkar, he's not just for untouchables. for the apartheid, and I'm so happy and proud. AANA is doing such a wonderful, state by state. Things are, caste is being included to the apartheid and the race and things like that. Anyway, at the end, I want to say, even though as a ordinary tourist, you touch the social, cultural, anthropological, and such an archaeological approach. There are a lot of things to look into your presentation, each one of them. I remember by saying the last word, when you did a trekking, we used to collect a map of the area, go to the place, come back and write down about the various issues, soil, vegetation, wildlife, social, things like that. So any tour will have a life bearing. And I must thank you, Dada. You have touched all the aspects, and you may, with the humility, you may say that you are not done. You have done wonderful. So I have learned a lot. These 111 slides will be a great thing. If they are in Marathi, it will be much more enlightening to the students in America and also in Maharashtra to see how AANA is able to bridge to globe apart. Society is responding to each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind word. I am really humbled to hear you saying all these things that you come across and noticed. But yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So kind of you, Dada. Very nice. Well done.
Thank you, Sanjay. Yeah.
Thank you, Dada, and thank you, Jagannath ji. Your next question is coming from Sunil Patil. Please go ahead and go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Jebin sir, I wanted to say, thank you for visiting my hometown and to see my mother despite your busy schedule. And, I'm very much grateful for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sunil. Yeah, I was honored and enjoyed the visit with your mom. She was very kind, offered me a tea, and but I was very, I'm thankful, to offer that time to her.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Is there anything else we have to go through? I'm looking through the chats here, Dada, just to see if there are any more questions.
I have just one question.
Yeah, go ahead, Satyanath ji.
Yeah, these caves and paintings and all that, do they have a record of who made them? Some of them have some recording of during what time they have, but I don't know. I think that should be noted, and we should be grateful for people who made them.
Yeah, Satyanath, the record is there. Just for I would take that to blame for not putting to the slides, because I also lack the understanding. Okay, and as I was putting right in the beginning, I would suggest you do the research as well, because what I'm putting is my own experiences. Some of the instructions or the notes I have taken from Atul Bhusekar, who was a guest on AANA Vihara as well, who has deeply written about these issues. So I would send you one of this article he has written about it. It's in Marathi. If you are lucky to convert in English, I would let you do that. But yes, the documentation is there. My lack of knowledge, and I am taking the blame for that, that I'm not able to put everything in place. But yes, there's a documentation. And there's a Dhamma Sakatya group in Maharashtra, who are a lot of retired teachers, professors, scholars, as well as young people, some working people who are studying Buddhism in Pali. They are coming across a lot of these structures and the artifacts and the Buddhist teaching all across. So understanding, and they're trying to compile in a book, okay, for the next generation. How the presence of Buddhism, was in India, and in the south it's called Jambudip, where a lot of other countries were also there during the Ashoka's time. So the presence, the history is there. It's just the intentions of the the people in the power to implement and to bring this history to the people in school systems. I guess, as I was telling, I did not know. Okay, as a student of history, learning, geography, and all these things, I was not able to understand until when I'm, looking at now, at the age where I am today, most of us like that, that we are reflecting back upon our where our origination, what is our culture, why we are putting too much emphasis on our teaching, our leaders who have fought and struggled and given the evidences of the ancient studies, that our presence is there, not what we see today, what media is showing today. So I think the literature is there. It's just a matter that the lack of commitment by the government, the education system, those who are writing the books, it is their job to present this history to our students. Then we will learn. I guess, we are learning on our own. When we are not satisfied with our own lives, the way we see things doesn't make any sense, we are going back into our roots, trying to find out the existence of this. So I think, all of us are like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dada. Dada, I see two more raised hand. We'll just take those two questions, one each. Santosh ji, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Jai Bhim to all, and a special good morning to Chavan sir. Really, we are inspired from AANA, and by and large, so we started our small activities. Today, 6th member from Saudi Arabia joined myself, Shri Sononi sir, Dilip Gaikwad sir, Pantak Bhachagra sir, and Jivne Sahib. So, I think 2014-15, we all Saudi Arabia members used to go together vacation. Means, generally July, we used to visit India for 1 month. And we are calling our educational leader, social leaders from Nagpur or Maharashtra. First program, in our first program, Raju Kamleji was there. So every year, I think 2021 and 2020-21 in Corona time, we are not able to conduct payback to society program. We call it as payback to society program, and we used to donate, money, donate funds to Nalanda Academy, Liberty Classes, and Ambedkar's Mission. Last year, we conducted program in Wardha, and Anil Wagdeji was one of the speakers that program. So I think this AANA, what is doing, it should be inspired by all of us, Gulf countries, even Canada, Australia, across the world, where the Ambedkarites are working, and inspiring this payback to society work. Also, thanks to AANA, because of AANA, we are able to giving the educational aid to really poor and needy students. Thank you, AANA, because 5 MBBS students supported by AANA, which I know them. I'm still in touch with them. They all are past first year MBBS. They are now in second year MBBS. So we have to inspired and continue the payback to society work and Ambedkar dream to have the real humanity in the world. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Santosh ji, for those kind words. And definitely, it is payback to our society. I think we should take pride in a way where we are the beacon to our society. Support in any form where it's required. Definitely, the student that you mentioned, we hope those students also becomes the beacon of the society, and they pay back to the next generation when it comes to them. So yeah, definitely, definitely your group, in Middle East doing great work, coordinating with AANA in many ways, and we look forward to such partnership in the future as well. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dadan. We'll take one last one. I'll give that opportunity to John. John, please go ahead. I have seen you there since the beginning, and some of the discussion might be in Marathi. I know you visited India, but go ahead with your question, sir.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Vivek, for that wonderful overview of your trip. It was wonderful to see all of the sites and hear your commentary on things. I just wanted to offer just one thing. As some of you know, we met last summer, and I've been in touch with Mahesh Wasnik and Trupti and others in the community there. I teach at Michigan State, and if it could be of use to talk at all about how to approach libraries and universities about donating books, I'd be very happy to consult about that, just because, the way that these institutions tend to be very bureaucratic. They tend to have a lot of considerations and things, and I'd be happy to consult about that in the future. So I'm currently in Germany, but I'll be getting back to Michigan in August. So look forward to seeing you all there. So,
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Professor Koini, and thanks for that help that you offered us. Definitely, we have like a 40 sets of Baba Saheb Ambedkar writings and speeches, as well as AANA printed its own annihilation of caste. And definitely, we'll need your help and see how we can hand over these books to the universities where the students can benefit, and where the one day would come where there's the studies would be taught on the Baba Saheb Ambedkar's life as well. So definitely, and thanks for your help. I know you've been pretty much all the time you are helpful to our community, and we appreciate all the help you provide from time to time. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep, it's my pleasure. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you, Dada. Thank you very much. I do not see any more questions or raised hand right now. So with that, I'll take the session towards conclusion. We will just make one announcement. Chatak, you have an announcement to make?
I just wanted to say a comment to Vivek Dada.
Yes, Dada, please go ahead. Yeah.
So thank you, Vivek Dada, for sharing your experiences and particularly taking time from your personal time and visiting all these organization leaders. That was really great and amazing work. We do appreciate, and also taking all those great effort to getting those BOS volume and getting it shipped to USA. That is really amazing thing. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chatak. Yeah, it was indeed effort. I would not say it's not. A lot of logistics are there and involved in this shipping, such a big shipment. Time, you do need time and to find the right books. And yes, and so there are 22 volumes, Satyanathji. However, only 18 books are available. There are some books the government of Maharashtra is not printing, such as Riddles in Hinduism, something which is a controversial book, though it has printed before, depending on which government is in place. Okay, so whatever the available volumes are there, before government stops, the current government, the way the mindset is, hoping they would continue to print. However, you cannot say that will be the fact tomorrow. So whatever available volumes were there, I was able to purchase it and being shipped to USA. So at least some form of these volumes and the publications would be available for people to read. So other books I was not able to get it, and they don't have any time limit. Nor they can request to the government. They can only put the word. It is up to the government printing press to print the remaining volumes, which weren't available at the time I was there.
What are the best online sources? They have been put on online, right? And I suppose.
Yeah, they are there. The BOS are online. You can definitely download those books if you want to. However, these are the hard copies printed by the government of Maharashtra. And there is also books available on MIA, which is by the central government. So it's just what is there is there. If you want the hard copy, which is like a large size book, either you want to take a print on your own or read on the PDF soft file, that's up to you. But they were not there, so I was not able to purchase it.
Thank you.
There is a link in the group, sir, for you to take the soft copies of all the 22 volumes. They are there.
Where's the link? Can you give the link?
It's in the chat window for you, sir. Yeah, that is from a Ministry of External Affairs, and they have in there, so you can.
But I wouldn't trust the Ministry of External Affairs, because these BJP RSS people are very apt to change things. Are there some other private websites?
There would be other private websites too, sir. So we will have to maybe search it and share that. But however, there is one more link that John is sharing there. Babasaheb Ambedkar working and writing and speeches. So baws.in is a private website run by Ambedkarites, and you may be able to download it from there. There are also resources at Columbia University's webpage to columbia.edu. You may be able to download books from there as well. So I just wanted to kind of remind everybody, in a couple of weeks, we are meeting for our annual get together, which is a Sanyukta Jayanti celebration. Sanyukta meaning congregated together. And it's a Mahatma Phule Jayanti, Ambedkar Jayanti, and the Buddha Purnima celebrations that AANA usually does on an annual get together, this one. So we are hoping to see you all there in a couple of weeks. If you have not booked yourself yet and still wanted to go and do this, please go ahead and get in touch and register your seat. We may have few seats there. It may be fully booked. I don't know right now. But we'll be willing and happy to see you guys there for our get together. And again, I just wanted to take time to thank Vivek Dada for doing all these AANA projects there on your personal trip and facilitating all these projects that AANA is doing. This books project is a big one in there. And getting books printed, Annihilation of Caste was one of the things that you printed, and that would be a book that can be available to all the members whenever it arrives in the shipment. So again, thank you very much. It's been always inspiring to see you and drive all the new members and younger members and to kind of be engaged in the social society work and the organizational work. And it's good to see you do it in person, in the way you carry forward these activities for us. So thank you very much for being that inspiration. With that, I will take the session towards conclusion. I wanted to thank our story reader today, Arya, and hope she joins us every week. All the students join us every week for the story. And also wanted to thank Bhante for the Dhammadana that he gave us today. With that, I'll conclude today's session. Until we meet again next week, it's Namo Buddha and Jai Bhim to all.
Thank you, Jai Bhim.